Ethiopian opposition groups, opposition forces are struggling to unite, finding it difficult to create an impression. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching. Secondly, we have an update for you from Metro Town, the seat of Southern Tigray government, where yesterday Zinabo Gebremadin assumed office as the new zonal chief. But today people protested there. People are warning, by the way. They say after 2 days, they could exercise new options to remove Zenabo, Gebremadin, and Negus Abeje and others from southern Tigray. Let's have a look at what is happening in southern Tigray first, then the online, the virtual event of Ethiopian opposition figures. We'll have a look at that, what is happening, what are Joe and others saying and doing, and any significant impression these politicians creating or not. Southern Tigray was where Southern Tigray government officials have been removed. New zonal chief, new deputy zonal chief, head of security have been appointed by Disarray, the Tigray president. Backed by TPLF, this was second attempt to dismantle Hafto Cross-led anti-TPLF government in southern Tigray. First time when these Tigray military commanders tried to remove Hafto Cross from power, people took to the streets. They protested, and backed by people, Hafto Cross was restored as the regional chief. This time, silence so far. Yesterday, Zenabo Gebremadin took office as Southern Tigray zonal chief. Negus Abeje also assumed charge. He is deputy head of the zone and head of security. He released a video message too. There was a small exchange of gunfire reportedly in the outskirts of Metro. Otherwise, the takeover was fully peaceful. Why is that? No resistance this time shown by the people of southern Tigray. Firstly, today a small protest was held outside Metro zonal chief office. Metro office of the zonal chief. Zinabo Gebremadin's office was the scene of the protest. Outside the office, southern Tigray elders and women, they protested. They asked Zinabo Gebremadin to step down, saying that if it does not step down, that will lead to bloodshed in southern Tigray. Will Zinabo listen? I don't think so. Otherwise, such protests have been ongoing in southeastern Tigray, in Hintalo, Wajirat for months. These people have been marching to Makale, they marched in Hintalo as well. They're demanding restoration of the previous government, but no one is listening to them. I don't think such protests, small protests, just a few dozen women and elderly were there to protest outside the Metro office of the zonal chief. Tomorrow, reportedly, meetings are expected. Southern Tigray elders, political figures, they're going to meet with Zinabo Gebremadin and Negus Abeje tomorrow. They'll try to convince Zinabo to leave, to step down. If talks fail, if Thursday's talks fail, then the next plan of action will be announced by Southern Tigray elders. What is going to happen? Well, I think it's going to be difficult to launch a movement against Zinabo Gebremadin because 24 hours have passed, over 24 hours have passed since Zinabo Gebremadin took office. Some people of Churcher, they are supporting, reportedly, Zinabo Gebremadin. TPLF and Tigray military have created divisions in southern Tigray. Some elders, some groups in southern Tigray are supporting Zinabo Gebremadin So large-scale protests are difficult to be organized. Militias, police patrolling the streets of major towns in southern Tigray. So it's going to be difficult, risky for the people of southern Tigray to come out and protest. Things will be clear on Friday. Will people come out on Friday? We'll have to wait and see. Second, viewers, Ethiopian opposition parties, opposition groups, rather not parties, opposition groups, opposition politicians struggling to unite, finding it difficult to create an impression. We were waiting for today's virtual event, which was uh, it was announced that the virtual event will be a press briefing. I thought that it would be a proper press briefing in the US by these Amhara, Oromo, and other opposition politicians, that they will take questions from journalists, just like press briefings are held. But what we're seeing now is basically a virtual meeting attended by opposition politicians and journalists. Those journalists have been invited who are pro opposition, who are anti Ethiopian government, who are not journalists, to be honest, they are activists. So, media activists who call themselves journalists, opposition politicians who are in self imposed exile, and academics are meeting, a virtual meeting. It's not a press briefing. You call an event a press briefing when a few people brief the media, brief about the plan, about the developments, and then generally it's followed by people asking questions. Anyone can ask questions. Those who are in attendance, they can ask questions. But here what we're seeing is that pro-opposition YouTubers have been invited and they are part of the virtual event. They're broadcasting this event on their YouTube channels. They're making money. Opposition politicians like Joe are sharing the links to the live broadcast of opposition event on different YouTube channels like Zara Media, like Kosh Media, like Riyadh Media. Basically, it seems to be an alliance between Ethiopian opposition YouTubers, opposition politicians. It's not a press briefing. Gaidu and Ragaichu missing, not seen. Those who are in attendance at the virtual event are Jawar, Lidito Ayale there too, and there are journalists like Mogas, Tishome, Theodros of Riyadh Media. Messi Mekon was due to attend too, he did not, I think. EMS is also attending. We are hoping that Oromo, Amhara, Somali politicians will hold a proper press briefing and tell the people what their plan is. And they'll take questions too, which is not happening. It's very difficult for these opposition politicians to unite. Even in diaspora, it's difficult for them to unite. How will they unite if they're in Ethiopia? And secondly, these YouTubers should also behave like journalists. They know that the opposition politicians have agreed on one point agenda, and that is removal of PM Abiy's government. Why are they participating in such a virtual event? Why? I mean, either pro-government, pro-opposition, all YouTube channels, all media platforms, all journalists should be invited. The press briefing should be open for everyone so that anyone can ask questions. But here, pro-opposition media is being invited. It means that these media outlets are basically supporting opposition. They have no neutrality. This is the main issue in Ethiopian Eritrean media that media outlets are not neutral. They support specific ethnic groups, specific individuals, specific regions. And that is why if someone starts reporting neutrally, people don't believe. People start accusing neutral reporters and observers are being paid by this one, paid by that one. And those who are not neutral, they launch their people against neutral YouTubers. I am a victim of it. I know several YouTube channels have been established in recent years in English to counter my views and news. In comment section, a campaign is launched against me. In social media, a campaign is launched against me to prove that I am anti-PP, pro-PP, anti-TPLF, pro-TPLF, anti-Eritrea, pro-Eritrea. Different campaigns are launched just to make my reporting controversial. But you know who is controversial. You know who controversial is. The people who support particular lines, particular groups, particular narratives. They are not neutral, objective analysts. So I don't think that this opposition virtual program is going to register any impression, any influence. Secondly, events in diaspora should turn into events in Ethiopia. Opposition will have to work towards unity in Ethiopia. Election less than a year away, no progress in terms of opposition alliance in Ethiopia. So, thank you for watching.